So, again, here we are, folks. It's Sunday, August 24th. It's about 7:40, quarter to 8. This is the Sunday night edition of Co-Park Uncut. This is my second interview with Mike and Amanda. The first time I interviewed them was over at the community kitchen, soup kitchen. So they agreed to meet again. So we're just going to continue on with their story. So my first question to you guys, first of all, welcome back to the channel and give the channel an update on what's been going on with you guys since the last time, because it's been a couple of weeks. So give us an update.
Well, since then we've found a tent. We now live in a tent, so we're kind of stable there, you know.
Okay. Okay. So your housing is, you got a tent.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's about you, Amanda? Give us an update of what's been going on with you.
I was approved through insurance for Carnes Weeks. I'm just waiting on a female bed.
Okay.
So I have to call every day to check in.
Okay. So trying to get yourself into rehab.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what's going on with your addiction right now? Both of you.
Well, right now I'm still using every day.
Okay.
But I'm not using pretty much to get high. I'm using pretty much just as be level, to be normal, because I use heroin, aka fentanyl.
Okay.
You know, depending on what it is, and you know, it's getting a lot better.
Okay.
Like my
So
use is
explain to
going
the
down.
channel, because some people may be listening saying you use it to feel normal. What do you mean when you say that?
Because not sick.
To get
Because-
so basically to not get dope sick.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So basically he's using, it's not even the point of getting high or the euphoria of the heroin. It's
Right.
basically to avoid going through the physical
Right.
withdrawal symptoms. So
Exactly.
basically he's just trying to balance himself out. Am I correct when I say that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Because she could tell you, in the past, I used to use so much, I would be sloppy, walking around with a certain walk, barely incoherent with
Okay.
things. And now, you know, I'm starting to feel better
Okay.
because I was on a methadone program, but I couldn't make it there. So, in order to substitute that, I've been using street methadone or fentanyl.
Okay. And how does using fentanyl? I mean, obviously, there's a high risk of I don't know if you heard the story. There was a case in yesterday. There was a female she was driving on the highway. They woke her up. She took off. She was under the influence. She took off, drove away. The police knocked on her door because she was passed out at the steering wheel of her car. She ended up dying. 'Cause yeah.
It's
So
funny you say that because in one of my past convictions, I was on Calhoun Street and I had an argument with my girl after doing fentanyl, and I went out to do something and I fell asleep at the wheel at the stoplight.
okay.
I mean, at the stop sign.
Okay.
And I woke up the cops breaking my window.
Yeah. And I've encountered that twice where I remember one time, it was here in Torrington around the same area you speak of.
Yeah.
The guy was at a stop sign, I'm behind the guy and I'm blowing the horn. And the guy's not moving, I blew the horn so I ended up getting out of the car and the dude was slumped over at the wheel,
Yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah.
And I knocked on the window. I remember this was years ago. I
Yeah.
knocked on the window and he kind of came through and he kind of took off like nothing happened. But
Yeah.
so that does happen, but that's the effects of fentanyl, folks.
Yeah.
That's what happens. What about you, Amanda? What's going on with your addiction?
I still use every day.
So you got to remember, you got to speak up. Your voice doesn't carry well. So if you could.
I still use every day. I've been trying to use more methadone
Okay.
than of actual fentanyl.
I'm sorry, I missed that part. Can you say that again? Let this truck go by.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share what you just shared again?
I use every day still,
Okay.
but I've been trying to get out of methadone more rather than using the fentanyl because I have a low tolerance and I know.
And Mike, you would have a high tolerance.
Yes.
You have a low tolerance. Okay. So will Carnes Week, because for some people that don't know that watch the channel, will Carnes Weeks allow you to be on methadone?
Yes, I have
Okay.
an appointment. I was on the methadone program,
Okay.
and I'm going back Monday morning to get back on a stable dose, so
I remember
don't
you said
have to
that.
use until I go in.
Okay.
And they will take me as long as I'm in the clinic, and they will dose me there.
Okay. Okay. So that's kind of a new thing with recovery. I remember
Yeah.
years ago, they would not allow people in on methadone or any
Yeah.
type of methadone, any type of MAT with his medication-assisted treatment, but now
A lot of them do
times
now.
have changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
MAT
which is a good thing.
is very common now and
Okay.
everywhere, even in
Okay.
prisons.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So what's next for you guys?
Well,
Me to get into Carnes Weeks.
Okay. And Mike, what's going on? What's next for you?
next, I have an element that I have to deal with, so I'll go to the hospital, get treated, and then go into treatment myself.
Okay. So you're waiting for Amanda to go in
Yeah.
treatment?
Yeah.
And then you'll do
I'll do
what
the
you
same.
have to do. And what's the goal? So here's the question. What happens when you go to Carnes Weeks, you're there, what, 28, 30 days?
I plan on trying to go to longer term to get and
So you want to transition from Carnes Weeks to a longer term care? Okay, which is
to
possible.
get stable housing.
Okay.
Right.
Can you do that with Mike though? So my question is, how are you two going to come back together once you go to rehab, you start doing your thing with your medical situation, because you could end up, I know how it works, you could go to Carnes Weeks and they may find a bed for you out, well, you could go to McCall House.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't necessarily mean you're going out of town.
Right.
So you guys plan on, but how's the communication going to be?
Oh, we'll still stay in
Yeah,
touch.
we'll definitely stay in touch. We have a friend we can stay in touch with. You know,
Okay.
bounce messages back and forth. You know,
Okay.
make sure we can get in touch with each other.
The plan is to, in the end, to both be sober
Right.
Okay.
and have an actual, stable, normal life
Yeah.
together.
And I may have asked you this before during our first interview. Have you guys been sober together before?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So that's a red flag for me, because having been around, I see a lot of people, couples. It's hard for two people
Well, we
to
have a
stay
lot of
clean.
love for each other, and we wouldn't want to ruin it for one another
Okay.
because of the type of love we have.
Okay. And I understand love is love, right?
Right.
But obviously with addiction, obviously when one falls off, the other one usually is not that far behind.
But she calls me on my bullshit though. She
Okay,
does.
okay.
She calls me on my bullshit every time.
Okay. Here's my question. Next question. Housing. When was the last time? Have you two as a couple ever had your own housing before? Have
Pretty
you
much,
lived
yeah.
in your own apartment?
Not our own, but we've rented from someone.
Oh, so you've lived together though?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? How was your addiction when that was going on? When you lived
Honestly-
together, how was your addiction?
honestly, That's when my addiction was out of control.
When you stayed together? When you were living together?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it would have been the other way, but okay.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because I was doing other things, you know, and at that point in my life, my addiction overtook my life.
Okay, okay, okay. And when that was going on, Amanda, because he said what was going on with you? Were you?
I was using, but I was using very little
Okay,
and
okay.
trying to basically
Keep me.
stay in control of everything and for us.
Okay.
Right.
So I interviewed another couple a short while ago, so I'm going to ask you the same question. If you had stable housing, how would that affect your addiction?
It would better it.
It would
Yeah.
better it. How
I-
so?
Better it.
How so?
Because that way we're not struggling every day, stressed out, wondering what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Being on the streets makes it a lot easier to say screw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And get
Exactly.
high, to be
And we
honest.
find it more easily.
Okay.
If we have our own housing, we wouldn't be out here as much.
Okay, and that makes sense. That makes
wouldn't.
sense. Okay, okay, because I remember you said during the first interview, you guys spend a majority of your time.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're homeless.
Okay.
And this is where everybody hangs out.
Okay. So listen, the next time I see you, well,
Yeah.
today it's been 2 weeks. I don't want to go another 2 weeks, but
No,
you
yeah,
have
we
my
have
number because you
numbers.
guys got a hold of me.
Yes.
If you can let me
We have a text
know.
now number.
Yes. Let me know if you get into rehab
Absolutely.
at Carnes Weeks. Let me know
Right.
what your medical stuff is going
Yeah.
on. Let me know how that's going,
Yeah.
and then we could try to set up an interview.
Okay.
Even with you being in treatment,
Right.
you would still be around. You
Right.
could still do,
Right.
and then you could speak through her. I
Right.
could speak through
Exactly.
you for her.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So how's she doing in treatment
Yes.
and da-da-da
I
through
would
phone
definitely know
calls.
because I'm definitely staying in touch with her.
Okay. So how would you guys like to end this interview?
We're just trying to better ourselves and better our life day by day.
Okay. Amanda, how would you like to?
Just saying that it's never too late to get
Okay.
help.
All right.
Get better.
So here we are, folks. Again, I'm going to conclude the interview at this time. Again, I'm going to always say, if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep this thing going. It is gaining traction. A lot of people are following, and I think that's a good thing because we're trying to get the message out about addiction and homelessness in the Torrington community. Good night, folks.